Hey guys, it's Ross Scott on the Space Coach today. We're joined by Supreme Leader Snoke because as much as everybody was very interested in all of his background, I hope that would get explored in The Last Jedi, it wasn't. He got cut in half and just dumped. But The Rise of Skywalker does make an attempt to kind of put that in more context, and there's a couple of spreads in the visual dictionary about Snoke, and I thought it'd be worth our while checking out. So the first one is this page here, and you can see him there. There he is. So just this page, not this one. This is just specifically about the First Order. But this is about Supreme Leader Snoke. The coming of a Supreme Leader. In time, Imperial era leaders like Grand Admiral Ray Sloane, General Brendel Hux, and Allegiant General Pride would make way for the rise of Supreme Leader Snoke, heir apparent to the contingency crafted by Emperor Palpatine before his demise. Snoke gave no indication as to his origins, but possessed the knowledge and force ability that made him undisputed heir. Strangely, he'd made no designs on the old title of Emperor, and his force abilities were not explicitly of the Sith heritage that Palpatine embodied as Darth Sidious. Snoke seemed content to focus on spiritual matters, ceding control of the military to generals and the shaping of the First Order's public image to propaganda masterminds. Some, like Pride, came to peer behind the veil and realised that Snoke himself was subservient to an unseen force. And here we see extensive scarring and twisted build confound attempts to identify Snoke's species is Ugly Mug. And then just about his robes here. Golden Kalat robes are an eccentric symbol of Snoke's power. So then obviously we recall the giant hologram when Hux gets smashed face first onto the floor and dragged along just after the Resistance has escaped from the car. What it says there, adding to Snoke's mysterious reputation is his unwillingness to meet in person with his underlings. The reclusive Supreme Leader more often communicates solely through larger-than-life holographic projections. Snoke stays ever mobile, transmitting from his throne aboard his enormous flagship, the Supremacy. Specific targets, however, like Rey or information concerning Luke Skywalker, stir him into direct action. Then we just see on the bottom, that is when Kylo Ren is about to kill the Max von Sydow character, whose name I can't recall now, at the very beginning of The Force Awakens. And what it says, Luke Skywalker's continued existence is a loose thread Snoke cannot afford to ignore. When word reaches him that the Resistance is undertaking a concerted effort to find the Jedi Master, Snoke dispatches his apprentice Kylo Ren to stop them. This leads to a confrontation with Lor San Tekka, an old acquaintance who had helped Luke piece together Jedi lore in years past. Then just a bit of the data file here about Snoke. Homeworld Exegol. Species unknown, quite possibly unique. And as affiliation of the First Order, he's 2.18 metres high. His age is unknown. And that is what it says on that page. But then on the specific Snoke spread, the fall of Snoke, trying it. There you see him there. A little bit darker in here with the glare. And you see his guards, supremacy, and all of that. So let's just read what that says. Fall of Snoke. The ever-changing patterns of the Force converge so that Rey and Kylo stand before Supreme Leader Snoke at the same time a Resistance infiltration team attempts to deactivate the Supremacy's hyperspace tracker. This coincides with a last-ditch effort by the Resistance to make planetfall on Crate and Vice Admiral Holdo's daring effort to buy them time via a cataclysmic hyperspace collision. The Supremacy is cleaved in two by the Resistance cruiser Radus. Kylo betrays Snoke and invites Rey to join him, and the Resistance infiltrators battle their way out of the stricken Supremacy's blazing hangar bay. The fallout of these actions is immediate. Rey and Kylo become sworn enemies. Kylo ascends to the rank of Supreme Leader, and the battle for the Resistance's very survival moves onto the sodium surface of Crate. Then just this bit about aboard the Supremacy, that's when they're in their First Order uniforms. With the co-breaking help of an untrustworthy slicer known only as DJ, Finn and Rose Tico infiltrate the Supremacy. Dressed as First Order officers, they navigate the maze-like interior of the enormous mega-destroyer, finding an experimental hyperspace tracker that has allowed the First Order to shadow the Resistance fleet's every move. Unfortunately, the group is intercepted by Captain Phasma and a crack security team before they are able to deactivate the device. DJ buys his freedom from the First Order by betraying the Resistance. And then we just see the supremacy here. There's a Star Destroyer docking bay, and there's several of them along the edge, and also there can be internal ones as well, as I recall from the cross sections in The Last Jedi. What it says about the Supremacy: an enormous wing-shaped mega destroyer. The Supremacy is a one-of-a-kind flagship and mobile command headquarters of Supreme Leader Snoke. Its span measures 60 kilometers and its crew number in the millions. Its interior serves as an enormous factory for other warships and combat vehicles. And then just about the Holdo maneuver. Vice Admiral Holdo perfectly times a devastating point-blank hyperspace jump so that her massive warship, the 3-kilometer-long Radus, intersects the mass of the Supremacy at light speed before her ship fully enters hyperspace. The resulting collision cuts the Supremacy in half, and that was a hell of a moment on screen. It may have made no logical sense, but my jaw dropped open the very first time I saw that. And there we see a Praetorian Guard. Loyally serving as the final shield in Supreme Leader Snoke's formidable defences is a cadre of elite protectors, his Praetorian Guards. The 8 anonymous warriors are highly trained martial artists wielding specialised melee weapons and covered in sleek advanced armour. Their red hue evokes the Royal Guard of the Old Empire, a resemblance all the more resonant given the Scarlet Sith symbology found on Exegol. Now, here. He's going. The Supreme Leader is dead. And he's dead. Let me just stand him up again. If he will stand. It is his fate to not stand. So, the Supreme Leader is dead. One more, and you will be dead, Snokey boy. You will stand. Or you'll go back in your pickle jar. Snoke's entire existence has been built for this moment, to be the final test of Kylo Ren. The Supreme Leader has tested Ren's worthiness as a disciple and, unbeknownst to all, his capacity to inherit the Sith legacy. Snoke is no Sith, but his role has been designed by the Sith Eternal cultists to act as a final crucible, to groom and mould Ren into a master not only of attack, but also cunning. Ren uses Snoke's reliance on reading his every thought, twisting it to his own advantage. Kylo outmaneuvers Snoke in an encounter engineered to misdirect the Supreme Leader's attention and slays him, bisecting him with the Skywalker lightsaber. Singular focus imposed by his unseen master, here. Weak midriff, soon to be cleaved in two, right across here. With Snoke's surprise death, his Praetorian Guards spring into action. Better late than never, lads. Having failed to protect their master, they do all they can to stop his killer. Rey and Ren fight side by side, their abilities mirroring and amplifying each other. Their force bond strengthens with every passing moment. And we see here, there, when he's gloating, when he's like right face to face with Rey in his throne room, in his final moments. Snoke gloats in his success of gathering Rey and Ren before him, for it proves without a doubt that they share a unique bond in the Force, something that features so prominently in the lore of the Sith Eternal cult. Now, his throne. Snoke's throne room has a suitably commanding view of the Supremacy's hull. This chamber is wrapped in a brilliant red curtain that adds a heightened sense of theatricality to the Supreme Leader's quarters. It is from his throne that Snoke broadcasts his enormous holographic form to his underlings. So, that is what it says about Snoke, recapping what we knew in The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens, and adding some context and background for why he was just killed off, because he was never really the leader. He was the test. Kylo Ren has to pass that test to move to the next stage, to then meet Palpatine and everyone on Exegol. So I did enjoy that they did that to give it more context. Like I said, I did enjoy seeing him in the pickle jar as well. That was quite funny, as well as maybe a two-finger to Rian Johnson, I don't know. Because, yes, fascinating character that was not used very well at all in The Last Jedi, just killed off like so much was in that film. But at least they have made an attempt to give it more context, and that it was always going to be Palpatine pulling the strings in the background, the unseen master using his Sith cultists. But there you go, guys. I thought you would just enjoy that little video about Snoke. Tell me what you think. If you think that that added context that they gave him made a bit more sense. Like I said, I liked Snoke. I didn't mind that they killed him off, but given everything else they did in The Last Jedi, it's something that should have been saved for a later film, perhaps. But they didn't, and now we know he was never really the one in charge. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing the other stuff, like, say, the Rise of Kylo Ren comic and all of that, to see what else we find out about Snoke. But for now, I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment or suggestion for a common topic you'd like to see discussed, or like the video.